The lesson.
Oh yeah.
One thing I've noticed is that with a lot of the younger cats, the amount of time that should be put into the music, a lot of it has now transferred into the YouTube clip. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's benefits to both. Like I've gone through stages where I put out heaps of mixtapes, and like, you know, at that time I was like, let's just do 14 tracks, recording 4 or 5 tracks a day, like spitting it twice, no comps, just straight up. And like, you know, at that time, you know, I thought that was a good idea. And for some of those songs that I thought were just rubbish and were rubbish, you know, probably might have resonated with some people. So sometimes that actually helped me that era. Just you had content and there was lots for people to hear. But then you look at the people who blow up, and like, you know, it's one thing to, you know, people spend lots of time on videos, not lots of time in the studio, but like, who's blowing up? Like Chance the Rapper, you know, Joey Badass, like, you know, like in the last few years I'm talking about. Anybody who's blown up, like their music, it has to be perfect to blow them up. So like you're gonna learn one way or the other to perfect your music, because the video is only gonna take you so far. And so like, you know, I had to learn that eventually. Like my album I spent a lot more time on, and these days I'm like methodical and like to the point I drive myself crazy in the studio. You know, like I'll just be up in there punching the wall and like going, just why can't my voice do this? Why can't we get this take? Why am I out by, you know, switching things 3 milliseconds and stuff like that. But yeah, that's, you know, that's lessons people need to learn. But yeah, it's just a new era. Hey, like, you know, the videos matter. So
Definitely.
and you can record at home as well. Like I remember when I couldn't get to the studio, these bars, yeah, as you said, 1,000 rhymes, and then you had this one song. I remember spitting tracks over and over again on the way to the studio hundreds of times, because I didn't have a studio time or money to go to the studio. So I'd be like, I better kill this straight away, first take. But like, I never, you know, half the time I'm going there now with like half done rhymes, finish it in there.
The luxuries of having, you know, some sort of place to record where you don't get charged per the hour.
Yeah.
And just lastly, I mean, on the topic of you know, young people coming up, doing their thing. You know, there's a lot of youth out there that listen to your music. If you could give some tips, some pointers, you know, based on your experiences, for those that are out there trying to do their thing,
Yeah.
what are some things that you'd say?
I'd say just do you know, make the music you want to make. Don't be too constricted by expectations. You know, a lot of my friends hate my music, but yeah, as long as I like it, you know what I mean? If I listen to, you know, for me personally, if I listen to what the people around me were saying about my music, I probably would have never got in the studio, you know what I mean? Or my bars. But like, yeah, you just have to focus, be a perfectionist, teach yourself to be a perfectionist. And you know, Immortal Technique said, I can't remember the exact quote, but he was like, you know, there's a market for everything in this world. Like you can sell weird this, that. I can't remember that exact what he was saying, but that's when I thought, yeah, dude, if you like what you're doing and you perfect it and you perfect your product, you can sell anything on planet Earth.
And just on what you just said before, so are you basically saying that at the beginning, you didn't really have the support or encouragement that maybe other artists have had in the past?
Yeah, like, see, I wasn't, there was no one really going, like, here, like, you're the dopest. You're like, you better get in the studio. Like, this shit is fire. Like, I was just like, you know, I was on the low. I was like, I'm pretty dope. Like, I can do this. Like, it was all like personal, just like, and then, you know, it kind of went from there. But the thing is, yeah, everyone starts off whack. So, you know, treat it like math. Figure out what you're shit at, and then break it down and get better at it.
The lesson.
Oh yeah.